In the golden halls of Olympus, a grand wedding between Peleus and Thetis brought together all the gods, except Eris, the goddess of discord. Feeling slighted, Eris crafted a plan for revenge. She tossed a golden apple inscribed with "To the fairest" among the guests, igniting a vanity-fueled dispute. Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite each claimed the apple, and their quarrel echoed through the heavens. They turned to Paris, a prince of Troy, tending sheep on Mount Ida, to judge who was the fairest. Under the dappled sunlight filtering through olive trees, each goddess offered him a bribe. Hera promised power over all of Asia, Athena offered unparalleled wisdom and victory in battle, and Aphrodite tempted him with the most beautiful woman in the world. The scent of wildflowers filled the air as Paris contemplated, ultimately awarding the apple to Aphrodite. In Sparta, Queen Helen lived a life of grace and beauty. Aphrodite led Paris to her, and under a star-strewn sky, he fell deeply in love. Despite her marriage to King Menelaus, Helen eloped with Paris to Troy, setting in motion a chain of events that would engulf nations. Discovering his wife's departure, Menelaus was consumed by rage. The cold winds of Sparta did little to cool his temper as he called upon his brother Agamemnon, king of Mycenae, to help retrieve Helen. The brothers swore to bring her back, viewing the act as an affront to all of Greece. Messengers traveled across the rugged Greek landscape, rallying heroes and kings to the cause. Under gray skies, warriors like Odysseus, Achilles, and Ajax assembled at Aulis. The scent of sea salt filled the air as 1,000 ships prepared to set sail for Troy. A lack of favorable winds stalled their departure. A seer declared that Artemis demanded the sacrifice of Agamemnon's daughter, Iphigenia. The air grew heavy as Agamemnon faced a harrowing choice. With a heavy heart, he consented, and the winds shifted, allowing the fleet to embark. The Greek ships landed on the shores of Troy under the blazing sun. The towering walls of the city loomed ahead, seemingly impregnable. Trojan soldiers lined the battlements, their armor glinting. The stage was set for a protracted siege. For 9 long years, the Greeks laid siege to Troy, but the city's defenses held strong. The clang of swords and the cries of warriors became a daily chorus. Both sides suffered losses, and the war dragged on with no clear victor. Tensions rose within the Greek camp when Agamemnon took Briseis, a captive woman, from Achilles. The hot Mediterranean sun bore down as Achilles, feeling dishonored, withdrew from battle. His absence weakened the Greeks, shifting the tide in favor of the Trojans. Prince Hector of Troy led successful assaults against the Greeks. Under his leadership, the Trojans pushed their enemies back to their ships. The dust of the battlefield clung to his armor as he became the hope of Troy. Desperate, Patroclus, Achilles' close companion, donned Achilles' armor to rally the Greeks. The soldiers' spirits lifted, believing Achilles had returned. However, amidst the chaos, Hector slew Patroclus, not knowing his true identity. News of Patroclus' death reached Achilles, piercing his heart with grief and rage. The evening sky mirrored his turmoil with streaks of crimson. He reconciled with Agamemnon and rejoined the battle, determined to avenge his fallen friend. Under a brooding sky, Achilles confronted Hector outside Troy's walls. The two warriors circled each other, the air thick with tension. After a fierce battle, Achilles struck Hector down, sealing the prince's fate and dragging his body behind his chariot. Moved by compassion, the gods guided King Priam to Achilles' tent to plead for his son's body. The cold night air enveloped them as Priam's tearful request touched Achilles. He agreed to return Hector's body, allowing the Trojans time to mourn. The war raged on, and Achilles continued to dominate the battlefield. However, his destiny caught up with him when Paris, guided by Apollo, shot a poisoned arrow that struck Achilles' heel, the only vulnerable part of his body. The hero fell, his legend immortalized in that moment. With the Greeks unable to breach Troy's walls, Odysseus devised a cunning plan. They constructed a giant wooden horse, hiding select warriors inside. The Greeks then feigned retreat, leaving the horse as an offering. The waves gently lapped at the shore as the Greek ships disappeared from view. Believing the war was over, the Trojans brought the horse into the city amid celebrations. As night enveloped Troy, the hidden Greeks emerged, opening the gates for their returning forces. Flames consumed the city as screams pierced the darkness. The mighty Troy had fallen. The Greeks claimed victory, but at great cost. The cool dawn revealed the extent of destruction. Survivors were enslaved, and the heroes began their journeys home, facing their own trials. Odysseus's voyage becoming the stuff of legend. The Trojan War left an indelible mark on history and literature. It served as a backdrop for epic poems like Homer's Iliad and Odyssey. The tales of love, honor, and tragedy continue to resonate, reminding us of the complexities of human nature and the consequences of pride and vengeance. Our journey through time comes to an end for today. We embark on new adventures every week. If you relish the experience, please like and subscribe.